cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
ESPN Northwest Florida advertisers get results. Here's MaxFit Sports Nutrition owner Jason Kovaleski.
So if you're looking to advertise, or if you have a small business and you're looking to drive traffic to your store, check out ESPN 104.3 with Coach James Hale Show. I've been working with them for 7 years. They've driven a lot of traffic to my business. I get people all the time in my store that say, hey, I've heard you're on the radio. It's one thing to advertise on the radio where people may hear it. It's another thing to be able to come on, talk to your customers directly. It's just one of the best form of advertisements I did, and I've gotten great returns off of it. So if you're looking for some form of advertisement to drive traffic, check out Coach Hale Show on ESPN. Contact Coach Hale, and he'll hook you up and get you started in the right direction and get you a lot more business.
Get results for your business. Call ESPN Northwest Florida. 850-215-4468. 850-215-4468.
Honorary Forest Ranger Betty White here, lending a hand to my dear friend Smokey Bear, because for 75 years, he's only said,
only you can prevent wildfires.
But there's a lot more to say. Like, if you park your car on tall, dry grass, the hot exhaust pipe can start a wildfire. So keep the animals safe, especially the cute shirtless one. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WTOT, W271DM Mariana, WPLQ Port St. Joe. You gotta fight!
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Rise and shine, campers. It's a brand new day.
What a lovely morning.
Good morning, starshine.
You seem happy this morning.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming in early.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local. Live from the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hot tub! I'm full of water! Hot tub!
Hey, we'll make you wet. Yes, we'll make you sweat. We'll make you wet. Yeah.
I'm gonna make it wet.
Cara Davis, what are you doing, girl?
Good morning, Coach Hale.
You look good, as usual.
Thank you so much.
Does she not look younger every time we see her?
It's amazing.
Yeah. Does your husband know how lucky he is?
That's why I come on to see you, so that you can pump me up every time I come on.
Well, and tell us who you brought with you this morning.
I have our technical director, Coach John Rhodes.
And he is from what, Dothan, Alabama?
Dothan, yes. As you can
Coach,
tell.
say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody. Good morning from Dothan.
That's North Dothan.
How many years have you been on there? A couple of years at least before this, right? You've been on here a couple times.
Yeah.
I think this is about the fourth time I've been on here
Is
now.
it really?
Yeah, my accent's getting better every time.
You sound, you know what? You look better. You sound better. I love it. And Ethan Boyd's with us more. Ethan, how you doing?
Good morning.
And the man, the myth, Jim Brandt. Jim Bob, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
You looking good.
Yeah, I'm all
He's lost half his body, hasn't he not?
No, not half. A lot, though.
Absolutely. I was shocked when I
A
was.
lot.
You look amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I've been training.
I haven't weighed this since like high school. But when you eat like James Hale and chips and cookies and wash it down with a quart of Dr. Pepper, here's some M&M's.
Pre-game meal, peanut M&M's and Dr. Pepper.
Yep.
I'd be nervous. I don't know why. Anyway.
I was
Hey, but that calmed your nerves, right?
Yeah, it was great, man. I have no discipline.
Well, I've said this before, with coaching and teaching, the hours, especially coaching, are so crazy. And, you get home, you stop at McDonald's or something, 10 o'clock at night, or Wendy's or whatever, and eating is a habit. You just get into doing it, and it's just...
I don't know if they put that, I don't know if all of them put that much time anymore like they used to in the old days.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know some do.
Yeah, we did.
I know the soccer, I know soccer teams do. Tell everybody what you're doing here today.
So So we're so excited to be here today. Big announcement for Bay United Soccer Club. As everyone knows, Bay United's really been synonymous with youth soccer in the Panhandle for the past 32 years since we were founded in 1991. But we are here to announce, as you can tell from our shirts, an exciting new partnership. We are now going to be King's Hammer Bay United. And King's Hammer is an amazing soccer club. They are based out of Cincinnati. They've got 2 regions, and we are the start of their Florida region. So
wow,
we're going to be bringing some new and exciting things to soccer in the Panhandle, and just thrilled to be able to offer this. And we also have with us on the phone the COO of King's Hammer, Kevin McCloskey, and he sounds like he's close to Dothan, but a little further off. So you can guess his accent when we talk to Kevin.
Okay, you want to bring him on now?
Sure.
Kevin, you there?
I'm here. How's it going, Coach Hale?
It's going great. Where are you at right now?
I'm actually in Cincinnati, northern Kentucky. I'm looking across the river at Cincinnati, so very, very close.
Well, I've got a guy in our studio director here. He's from up that way. You worked in Cincinnati, right, John?
Yeah, I worked at WKRC TV and WSAI Radio, and I live down in Claremont County, so you probably wouldn't know where that's at.
Yeah, definitely. On the east side there, yeah. So our offices are actually in Covington, Kentucky. So right across from downtown, just on the Ohio River.
I tell you sound more intelligent than most people from Montgomery. You sound good, really good. I tell you, we're excited about this. My granddaughter plays soccer, and I was going to ask them too about this, what they got going on this summer and everything like that. She is 9 years old, has played I think 3 years now, and her dad's coaching her. So I'm looking for better coaching. So we're
kind of change.
Yeah, we need to get the next level coaching. So tell us what's going on. What are y'all doing down here in Florida?
Yeah, no. So first of all, thanks for having us on. Cara and John and myself and some other staff and board members have been talking for a few months now. Essentially, the vision for King's Hammer was to find a partner that had the right philosophy, that understood kind of the vision. When you talk about you want to find better trainers and better coaches, Coach John and his staff have done a fantastic job, and the club have done a fantastic job of lining kind of the foundations. And so where King's Hammer comes in is to provide additional support. We are a club that's established for about 25 years. Unique name of Kings and Hammer was actually, back 25 years ago, 2 separate clubs. Fast forward to 2013, Hammer FC came together with King's Soccer Academy, and we came together to form King's Hammer. So we're a club, as Cara said, that operates in the Midwest. We also have programs in the Mid-South, which is kind of greater Nashville and Murfreesboro. And we offer a complete player pathway. So from kids that are 3 or 4 just trying to get into the game, trying to experience kind of the fundamentals, all the way up to 23, players that have the aspirations to go on and play professional. They have a chance to come back and play from their college teams. And we also operate tournaments, so large events. We offer about 20 events across both regions currently. We have plans, obviously, with our new partnership with Bay United, to offer some big tournaments down in the Panhandle that we hope that we can support from across the country. So obviously we have programs in the Midwest and Nashville, and so from a kind of an economic standpoint, we're excited about being able to contribute to the community. So fast forward to the conversations. This got announced last week. We're absolutely thrilled about it. As far as John and the staff and Cara and her board, again, we're really pleased that they understand the philosophy that we have, the vision that we have, and we can't wait to get started.
How do you select your coaches? I know Coach here is outstanding. I think last year, one year, y'all went up to Birmingham, Montgomery, somewhere, won the entire region or something. How do you select your coaches? How do you know about them, and how do you select them, and how do you evaluate them?
Well, it starts as a club. Obviously, our ambition is to continue to serve in different regions as well. So with a regional operation approach, myself and Coach John and all our technical staff will sit down, and talk through. First of all, it's about assessment of current coaches, right? We want to make sure that they're successful. We want to make sure that they have an education pathway, that they have access to the curriculum, and making sure that we have a plan for them to develop, right? That's first and foremost. That is our product, is development of people, development of kids, development of coaches, development of staff. And the second thing, of course, then is you also want to try to attract the best staff, right? So making sure that they understand the environment, understand kind of the culture that we're trying to create as well, and creating essentially a recruitment plan, being able to go out, look to find like-minded people. I'm sure John can attest to this as well. There's a lot of people out there that are involved in sports, a lot of people are involved in soccer, but you've got to try to find the right ones that understand kind of the philosophy, that preach kind of the principles that you want to come through. And with that, you want to essentially invite them to come in to be part of something special.
Yeah, well, I don't know how I should say this. Some people roll the ball out, tell them to go play soccer. You guys teach the game, coach the game, skill sets and everything like that. That's where, we were the experts at that too in our field. So, talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, obviously being around for such a long time, it's important for us that we start at the grassroots level, which is, 4 and 5 year olds, which are they're kind of hard to wrangle, but that's the beginnings. And after talking to Kevin and King's Hammer, they share a very similar vision of development that I'd shared for this club for the past 24 years that I've been involved. So I'm excited. I think.
Yeah. Tell about your background too. You've done some big things. Your playing career.
Well, my playing career was kind of cut short due to injuries, but I came up through the professional system in England. I was associated with a professional club in the north of England where I was born, and I was lucky enough to go through their pathway of coaching, and then I came to America in '96 when the Olympics was here. Excuse me. And through there, I just obviously located to this area and saw that it had such room for development in this area because it was pretty new to the Panhandle. And I think we've done a great job. Our club has 11 state championships, so I think we're doing something right.
Yeah. And the thing about it, can you believe how many people are playing soccer now? We've talked about this before. We saw it coming, and it's like exploded. Everybody's playing. My kids play. My grandkids play, and they love it. We like going to the games, watching them play. In the old days when Jerry was playing, I was like not so much into it. Now my granddaughter's into it. I've gotten into soccer, and you've seen it grow.
Yeah, I think the exposure of the women's national team too. They're winning the Olympics, they're winning the World Cups. I think that really opens a lot of eyes in this country to how good you guys can be at soccer. So, and like I say, I'm excited for the future.
How often do you get up with Coach up in Cincinnati? How long do y'all communicate about the phone all the time? Do y'all ever have meetings, get together?
Yeah, obviously it's a new endeavor for us. Hopefully we'll be seeing them a lot more and really trying to, like we said before, share this vision of the development and getting together as much as possible.
All right. How do the people? I got a granddaughter. How do I get her involved? How do I do it?
So the easiest way is to go to either our social media or our website, bayunitedsoccer.com. We had our competitive tryouts last week. We're thrilled by the turnout there. We had, I think, close to 300 kids come out. And there'll be another additional supplemental tryouts if you want to play competitive travel soccer, and that's the first week of August. Now, in the meantime, we have our summer programs that'll be starting in June. So as Coach John mentioned, starting with our 4-year-olds, we have an academy for basically if you're a beginner at the skills level, that'll be going on this summer, as well as a 7v7 program for players that are a little older than that. Coach John always runs 2 great camps, one the last week of June and one the last week of July, for players that are a little higher in the skill level to really work on their development over the summer. So we have all those programs that the registrations will be on our website. That's bayunitedsoccer.com.
Now, where are the practices at? Where do you hold practices at?
We're so lucky to be, our home fields are the public sports complex right down the road. It's an amazing facility, state of the art, have a great working relationship with them. With 13 fields, 9 of them are turf. We're able to practice turf, grass. We're just really lucky to have that as our home fields.
Right here in Panama City Beach.
Right here in Panama City Beach.
That is a great facility. Were you surprised when you saw they built that?
Yeah, again, absolutely. It just shows you the growth of this community and soccer here. But I was excited as soon as I think we was there the day they broke ground, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and when they broke ground, I was excited, obviously, because it is state-of-the-art facility and something that was definitely needed in this area.
Yeah. And haven't you had some go on that won the state championship at Arnold? Weren't those guys some of your guys that you coached?
Yeah, a lot of them guys come up through our youth system and through Bay United, yes.
Yeah. I think that's the reason we won the state championships here in the Panhandle, a little bitty Panama City Beach.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty incredible. Seriously, I was down in South Florida and see how many people play down there. The number of people that play, the number of team organizations down there is incredible. Yet the state champions are right here in little bitty Panama City Beach, and they all got to take some credit for that. That's a great job by you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said before, our club alone has got 11 state championships within the competitive program, and my young girls just actually won one about 3 weekends ago. And there's 3 levels of the state competition here, and they just won the Commissioner's Cup, so I can't be more proud of them.
Wow. And people look for you scholarships to play soccer, and we've had that happen out of Panama City Beach. We had one girl from Arnold that went to Florida State, and when they won the national championship at Florida State.
She coaches for us now, yeah.
Oh, she's coaching for y'all now?
Yeah.
Well, hold on to that. We got to take a break. We'll be right back with Coach. Talk more about what's going on here. And what's, again, the name of it? King's Hammer?
Bay United.
King's Hammers, Bay United. That we're gonna. Okay, good. All right, we're one day away from that world famous J. Michael Spaghetti. Only on Wednesday, lunch and breakfast. I'm sorry, lunch and dinner. Get out of J. Michael's restaurant, have a great time. I'm looking at Rudy's show, and I'm thinking about that. Tell everybody what's going down at Rudy's Barbecue.
Yeah, just right now doing breakfast, and then we'll start doing obviously lunch at 10, and come by and get some brisket or turkey, and should be a busy weekend.
And if you knew any soccer clubs that needed catering, who would they call?
Just give us a call and we'll work something out.
I mean, it's like a natural marriage there.
I agree.
Jim, what do you think? Pretty good connection,
I think
right
so.
there. I think we made friends in here today. I got the paper. Well, I do get 10% on both sides. Also, don't forget about Stevenson Air Conditioning. Local man right here. Local guy, grew up here in Bay County. Local company, does an incredible job taking care of people throughout Northwest Florida. Stevenson Air Conditioning. I don't care what time, day or night, you have a problem, call them. They'll be there for you. If you're freezing in the wintertime or burning up in the summertime, they'll be there for you. South Oak Title and Closing. The big time. The elite realtors use South Oak Title and Closing. Chuck Tucker does an incredible job. Offices throughout Northwest Florida. I'm talking about Mark Cowart, Beth Movey. They all go to South Oak Title and Closing. We'll be right back. You listen to 104.3 ESPN, 102.1 Mariana, 101.9 Port St. Joe. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Paul, I tell you, the way to improve some of these callers, quit giving out the number. Just give out alphabet. Make them figure the damn numbers out.
That's a really good idea. So you're saying, you think I'm making it too easy?
Absolutely. All you got to do is listen to the calls.
Paul Feinbaum, weeknights, 6 to 10 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Tuesday. For this afternoon and evening, definite thunderstorms and sprinkles and a high of 79 with a gentle breeze out of the north-northeast at 10 miles per hour. Tonight, likely thunderstorms and light sprinkles with lows around 69. Tomorrow, a variety of moderate rain and some clouds and a temperature near 78. Moving into Thursday, about the same with a high of 81 and sunshine. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
By now, you've heard us talking about Tiger TV Pro. Hi, David Hayes from the Afternoon Underdogs, here to remind you about this incredible streaming service with over 6,000 premium channels. And the cost, you ask? $15 a month. Yes, only $15 a month. Every sports channel is available, including the ACC and SEC network, the NFL, NBA, MLB, HBO, Showtime, and thousands more. For more info, go to our website at espnpc.com. Scroll down and click the Tiger logo.
Give him a call,
phone lines are open. 850-215-6290. The Coach James Hale Show is taking your calls live and local. From the J. Michael Studio, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Carr Davis with us this morning. Carr, tell us more about this King's Hammer connection. What now? When you first got it going, what was it called?
So we've been Bay United Soccer Club for 32 years, and we're now King's Hammer Bay United with this new partnership.
Okay. All right. Tell us again, if we do get a kid involved in this, is it fundraisers? You got to pay to join? How does all that work out?
So we don't do specific fundraisers. It is paid to participate in. However, like there's scholarships and things like that if there's a need, but very reasonable. So, and if people want to join, we had our competitive tryouts last week. We'll have supplemental competitive tryouts because obviously with Bay County being so transient, so many people move in over the summer. We always hold a second set of tryouts, and that's the August 1st and 3rd at the Public Sports Complex. And all of that registration and information is on our website at bayunitedsoccer.com.
Is it too late for like summer training, like for a granddaughter or something like that?
No, we're just getting those registrations open. We really always kind of wait and do those till we get through competitive tryouts, just because, again, with the number of kids that we have come out with that, it requires every single coach, assistant coach, all our volunteers to make all of that happen. So,
all right, okay, I'm getting information from me.
Yeah, sure.
For my girl. If she's 8, getting ready to be 9, and if she gets involved in the summer, there's the last day of school is Friday.
Yeah.
So when would the summer training start? Can you get individual work too, or is it?
You can. Some of our coaches, like Coach John, do one-on-one sessions. You probably have to book with him about 6, 12 months. I'm kidding, not that far, but no, he's definitely in demand. But we do have coaches that do one-on-one. So if somebody is interested in that, we can certainly connect them with the right coach. For your granddaughter specifically, I think you said she's played for 3 years, so she might be a great candidate to be in our 7v7 that we do over the summer, where they are able to play small-sided games, but they're also getting coaching and direction from our qualified staff. We have an amazing, experienced, licensed staff that can really develop their games.
What time are practice during the summertime?
Same as during the regular year. We try to keep it kind of consistent, so 5:30 to 7.
Okay.
Tuesday night is for academy during the summer, which are the little guys, and then Thursday night is for the 7v7.
Yeah. Coach, if if like any sport, if you want to be elite or be really good, you got to put the time in. And soccer is the same way. So if we've got kids out there listening now, play at Rutherford Bay, Arnold, Bozeman, whatever, they want to get better, they can get involved in this, even though they're still playing for their high school team. And you've had that. You've done that. Talk about some of the kids that have been through your program.
Yeah, I mean, for me, one of my core values that I've always stood by through coaching is work ethic. Nobody's born with talent. If you've got a work ethic, talent will come out eventually. And for me personally, we've helped develop and put up close to 100 kids into D1 or D2 schools now, so quite proud of that. And most of them kids had the drive, had the passion, had the work ethic, so it was an easy pathway.
Kevin, how did you get this thing going, this relationship going with these two right here?
We talked with Cara back at the start of the year, actually. There was a person called Paul Husky that used to run like a national league, and I've been good friends with him for a long time, and I think he made contact with Cara. We had been looking in the Panhandle, looking in Florida as far as kind of expansion and looking at the right partners, like I mentioned, and so that's where the conversation started. Fast forward to today, we're obviously, thrilled and excited about Sean and Coach Marek and the rest of the staff and really coming together and trying to develop the entire region.
Now, what other states are you involved in right now? How many states are you in?
So our Midwest operations, we actually service 2 states. So we have Ohio and Kentucky. So I'll talk about kind of the metro areas. We have Dayton, Ohio. We have Cincinnati, Ohio, and then we have Lexington, Kentucky. And then in Murfreesboro, essentially right now it's in Tennessee. So we have Nashville and Murfreesboro.
Now, is it going to be like you get the teams down here go compete during the summertime with teams of these different states?
Yeah, I think not just summertime. I think all year, right? I think John and Carr obviously know this. Competitive soccer, especially in Florida, but in other states too, it is at the highest level. So they're going to be competing against teams from other states, from other regions. They have tournaments, they have showcases, depending on the age group. Some of these events also, this is what King Summer does. We kind of host some of these showcases. So we're excited about, sending teams in the Midwest and Mid-South, down to Florida, but also then having some teams from Bay United come up to, maybe Cincinnati or Nashville as well. And so as we continue to build out this network, there's going to be more opportunities for these kids to be seen. As you mentioned, soccer is on the rise. It's the biggest youth sport across the country. I think as far as professional sport, it's become maybe third, I think, behind the other two big ones. So it continues to kind of grow. I think the Women's World Cup is coming up this year. John made a mention to that, which is great, for young girls to have role models to aspire towards. And then, of course, the World Cup is coming in 26 to North America, which is brilliant. So that's another opportunity. Anytime that there's been a World Cup in this country, you start to really see the development and evolution of the game. And as far as rising, participants, we've tracked a lot of that research and data too. So we're excited for the future.
Yeah, I tell you, Kevin, down in Central Florida, we have so many people playing soccer. What they did down there, they would like for Lee County, they'd go play the next county over. That was their all-star deal. I mean, I love what you guys are doing. You're really going to find out how good you are when you travel and play teams from Ohio, Kentucky, and different states, not just different little parts of one state. You're playing people from all over, and you can find out who the elite players are. And you would have to think that would help a kid get a scholarship if they're going to play at this level compared to just playing locals teams around here. Talk a little bit about that, because you've had guys come to our program that played at Harlan High School that's won a state championship.
Yeah, a lot of them boys from Arnold, obviously, their beginnings with us at Bay United. We're not going to take all their credit. Obviously, the school program did a good job with that. Right. But we just recently went to Huntsville, Alabama, for instance, this weekend for the Apollo Cup, just to see some different kind of competition for our girls. And we was playing against a team from South Carolina, then one from Tennessee. So I think it's important that we're mixing with all these different states and all these different regions to find out what the talent pool is and really to find out that level, what we need to be at.
I tell you what, talk about some of the kids that are now coaching for you that played at Florida State.
We've got a bunch of alumni that are quite talented, yes. We've Kirsten Crowley, actually. Kirsten Steed now. She recently got married and just had a baby on Saturday, so we've got the next generation of Kings Hammer Bay United coming through. So we're quite excited about that.
That's awesome. I loved all three of those girls. They were great kids. Great academically. And talk about that car. Do y'all make them, do you check the grades and make sure they're doing what they need to be doing in the classroom, just like they do at the high school level?
Not like I used to for your football players, no. Every one of Coach Hale's football players was in my English class to make sure he was making sure they were.
That's right, baby. She was on top of things, right?
Making sure they were behaving. So, no, because this is a separate non-school affiliated, we don't look at students' grades or anything along those lines. However, we definitely find that there's a correlation between dedication on the soccer field and dedication in the classroom, and certainly our coaches are acting as mentors for many of their players, and if they're having a rough time at school, the parents sometimes turn to the coaches, or it's everybody's trying to be a village for those players and really provide the support that they need.
Yeah, and I say this again, I say it all the time, we were in that business, the kid business, for over 35 years, I guess, and sports are really the last discipline there is. I talk to teachers all the time. The number one thing they talk about is the discipline in the classroom. And these kids learn discipline on the sport fields. I don't care if it's football, baseball, basketball, soccer, whatever. And if you're an elite player, you're going to win a championship, you got to have discipline. And you guys are producing that. And I know you run discipline practices. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, again, going back to them core values that me as a coach stand by: work ethic, attitude, performance, and that falls under attitude. You've got to have that discipline, not just for yourself individually, but to be part of a team that's a little bit bigger than you. And I'm quite proud. Like I say, we've promoted and put a lot of kids into college who have had that discipline and really gone to the next level with it.
All right, Kevin, anything else you want to get out today? Anything you need to say?
No, listen, thanks again for having us on. We're thrilled and excited to partner with great leaders like Cara and John and Coach Marek. We're excited to engage with the community. Can't wait to help these kids grow and help people grow, and hopefully with our tournaments develop kind of the community too. So we can't wait to get started.
Anytime you're down this way, come in, visit with us. Love you come in the studio, and you
Definitely.
take care. Hope you have a great summer. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thanks for having us on.
All right, Carol, what are you doing else? Is this all you do? I've been. Are you doing something? You're not in the school business anymore.
No, I'm not in the school business. I am a physician's liaison for U.S. Wound Care and Hyperbaric Center. So
there you go.
Did you get all that?
Yeah, I've got it. Hey, whatever you do, you're always the best.
James, he used to do that too, so
I'm thinking about doing it again.
It's all good.
Now, I know you're coaching, but is this all you do? Is this all you focus on all day long?
Pretty much, yes, sir. I'm a professional coach. Obviously, this was the beginning of my career, and hopefully it's going to be the end of my career as well. The hyperbaric stuff sounds good for my knees, if I'm honest. I'm going to talk to Cara later after that.
Yeah. How many years altogether now have you been involved in soccer? Total. Playing, coaching, everything.
Oosh, I don't want to discuss my age at this point, but a long time, probably about 40 years.
Wow. Yeah. He knows what he's doing. He's good.
Again, my knees are a testament for that, for sure.
Yeah. Well, but not everybody hurts their knees that play soccer. Not everybody. That's true. I think it's a lot better than football. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I mean, obviously there's risk of injury and wear no matter what you do. So it's just a matter of being smart and taking care of your body and all those good things.
I do say that, but I even watch these little kids play, and they get after it, and that is a tough sport. I mean, there's a lot of collision in soccer. People don't realize. I'm just wondering in the future, are they ever going to make them wear helmets? Have they been talking of that?
We've seen in some cases where they've had like the goalies wearing helmets and things like that, but
I think what you're referring to, there was a couple of incidents in the English Premier League where a professional keeper had a fractured skull.
Right.
And they're called kind of like scrum caps, like old caps, just padded. And if you've had so many amounts of concussions, I think you have to regret it.
Well, they're putting those now on those things you're talking about, they're putting them on the cover of helmets now. And I know at colleges they wear them. They don't wear them during the game, but they do them during practice when they're doing the live hitting and stuff. I guess they do it in the NFL also. But that's what I was kind of leading to. All right, we got to take a break right now. Let's talk about some of our great people. We talk about injuries. If you get injured, Dr. Chad Mitchell, a legendary doctor who's been taking care of Bay County athletes for, 24 years now on the sidelines of Bay County. But you don't have to be a great athlete to go see Chad. You can be a Jim Brandt, Ethan Boyd. Right. Just go see Chad Mitchell. Call, make an appointment. The guy does an incredible job. You can listen to him every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, the best Mexican food you can get anywhere. And one thing that's great about them, their happy hours 3 to 7. You buy one, get one free. We're talking about draft beer, margarita, house wine. They have happy hour again from 3 to 7, Monday through Friday, lunch specials tonight. Not tonight, Thursday night, Jim. Are you going to be there? Everybody's want to know if you and Manley are going to be there to do Elvis. Big Elvis, little Elvis. Not going to have
Just start without me.
Anyway, get down there and have a great time. Rudy's Barbecue, Ethan's with us this morning. And again, if you want to cater anything, if you want to have a meeting, they got the Lorelei and Layton back room, Rudy 2's back room. Great to have business meetings, birthday parties.
Yep, chamber meetings.
And didn't you have a track?
We did,
banquet?
yeah. It was Sunday night. I completely forgot. It went good. It went really well.
Yeah. All right, we'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Colin Cowherd.
I'm comparing this LeBron to LeBron in his prime. Of course he looks average. Of course he looks old and at times mediocre. And of course he disappears at times. Stop comparing this LeBron to old LeBron and just compare him to the rest of mortals.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Weekdays, ESPN, Northwest Florida.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linden. Call 850-320-8388.
Chuck was terrible at fishing. He spent many frustrating hours attempting to get results he saw from internet videos, aggravating trial and error fishing trips, and misguided advice from well-intended friends. Chuck is happy now with his newfound success after he visited Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, where we keep fishing fun, simple, and successful. See us soon at Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, located directly off Highway 98 on the west end of Panama City Beach.
It's time for the 2023 Southern Lights Talent Event. We're looking for local artists, including singers, musicians, comedians, any family-friendly talent that wants to take their talent to the next level. $10,000 in cash, recording deals, Chipola scholarships, video specials, all going to talented people from all over the tri-state area. We're also looking for sponsors, people and businesses that want to support local artists and make an impact on their community. Auditions are going on right now, so check us out today at southernlights.cc.
Broadcasting live from the J. Michaels Studios.
The best part of waking up is
The Coach James Hale Show. Powered by Pepsi. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Kara Davis is with us this morning. I didn't realize you got one of your kid that has graduated from high school.
My oldest is just finished his sophomore year at University of Florida.
Can you believe that?
Yeah. And then I've got my daughter's a rising junior at Arnold, and then my youngest will be a freshman at Arnold next year.
I feel old.
But the one I was pregnant with at Arnold is the one who just finished sophomore year at Florida.
Wow. Now you coached him, right?
Yes, I coached Zach.
Tell us a story about Huntsville. You won 2 championships in one day. It sounds like Ethan Boyd at a cook-off contest. I mean, what did you do? How did this happen?
Yeah, it was a little special for me, honestly, just because of the dynamic of it. We had my 08 boys and my 08 girls, who actually played up in the 07 division, playing in the Huntsville Apollo Cup. It was kind of like a season ender for us. And just so happened both of them got to the finals in a championship game, but they were on 2 separate fields. So we contacted the tournament director and asked, because obviously the kickoffs were exact same time, if we could simultaneously get these games going side by side. And so I kind of worked the avenue between the 2 fields. The other coaches from the other teams kept looking at me and saying, "Are you actually coaching both games?" I'm like, "Yes." But I was quite proud of that one because both teams pulled it off and we both came away with the championships.
Now, have you ever did your whole time as a head coach?
No,
Did you ever do that?
no.
I don't think I've ever done that.
No, I have not done that.
I couldn't even coach the one I was supposed to be coaching. But I said both at the time.
Coach, have you ever done offense and defense at the same time? I mean,
That's hard. I can imagine being the head coach and trying to do that.
Yeah, right.
No, I've known a guy that tried to do both, and you just can't. You can't.
No, you can't.
You're going to screw up one or the other,
Right.
You know. But anyway, and did both of them win?
Yes, sir, they did. Yep.
Hey, if right now, if you got a kids that come play soccer and you're hearing this, where do you want them to play? Ethan, where are you going to send them?
Exactly. I mean, I want a championship coach coaching me. That's all I know.
I mean, we're really fortunate to have you here in Bay County. That's crazy. Little bitty Bay County. And again, we did have, and I got to give a shout out to Mosley too. Their soccer team's really good too. They're good. Arnold's really good. How about I haven't kept up, but now Bay has been down a little bit, and I think Bay's been down a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's somewhat cyclical, where you see great players coming in and out of different schools. So that just depends. We have great coaches at all of the high schools. We've got coaches from Bay United that coach at every
Yeah. Did everybody get along pretty good?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No, we've got an amazing coaching staff. Super experienced, licensed, and then they all have assistant coaches as well. So lots of hands and eyes on the players, and making sure that all the players get what they need and get the attention and time and expertise. And, like Coach John coaching 2 teams at once to win.
I had to ask both of you this because with school choice, the kids can go where they go. And that's the reason I asked about y'all's relationship with the high school coaches. Mm-hmm. I was just wondering, at times, you go watch a soccer game, you see a good player, and people have a habit of going to that player and say, man, you look good in wearing green, or you look good with that Navy uniform on. So do y'all probably...
So that's a little different because obviously you're not supposed to recruit between the schools. However that goes on, we're not a part of that. However, we have so many of our players that play at middle schools, the high schools, and typically, you'll see our coaches, you'll see Coach John in the stands watching, supporting his players, and then they all want to come talk to their coach after the game, their club coach, and a lot of times they'll bring their friends over and they're like, oh, this is Coach John, and talk about all that they do with that, and that's a great recruitment tool. That's our number one recruitment tool, is for players telling their friends about the amazing experiences they have, the fun that they have. I think that's something we've seen recently with a lot of our posts on Facebook, is just the cool things that the teams do, not only when they're on the field, but the fun that they have together and the relationships that are built over time. And we all say, soccer is family, because you spend so much time, traveling with these families that you become just best friends with, the teammates and the parents do, and it's really fun to see over the years. So,
what are the facilities like when you go to Huntsville, different places? I'm sure they're top notch.
Yeah, they just opened a brand new facility. We kind of mixed and matched. There was some grass games on their old facility, and we played some turf games on their new facility. But going back to what Kara said, we don't have a preference in colour when it comes to this community in this county. Here at Kings Hammer Bay United, we're trying to develop every kid and have the same, vision for development. No matter what colour you wear in school, we're here for you.
Let me ask you this. I've always wondered this. I played on both. Back when we played in the 70s, that turf was like, it would just rip your skin off. The one in Legion Field was bad. What is it like now? Is it still, all right, as a player, what did you like better, the grass or the turf? And now as a coaching, what do you like better, the kids playing on?
For me, obviously, I grew up playing in grass. We didn't really have a lot of turf fields in the northern England area, but turf is very hot. And obviously, for me personally, I still have a little bit of affection towards the grass, but because of our new facility here, turf makes it a lot easier to coach, because the ball's going to roll truer, it's going to be faster. Yeah, and it's getting a clean roll every single time. So I can't be happy enough with our new facility. It's amazing, and I think helps us develop our kids to a whole new level just because of the speed of play.
Yeah, if you're playing the championship game, you want it to be on grass or turf?
Strangely enough, all our kids now love the turf purely because we have an advantage again. Going back to our facility here at the Public Sports Park, we know if we're playing on turf, we had an advantage because we train on there on a regular basis. And this weekend, it really paid off for us because we played on turf, and we won 2 titles in the same time. So,
all right. Well, guys, anything else I can do for y'all?
No, we appreciate you having us on as always. We're so excited to be Kings Hammer Bay United, and as I've said, you come to our website, bayunitedsoccer.com, our social media on Facebook, Instagram. If you're interested in getting your child involved in soccer, we'd love to have you.
And go back to this too. You might have a really good player and somebody that this guy with us we could take him to the next level. And there are scholarships. You said maybe we can help get a kid involved in this.
Yeah, absolutely. If we never want finances to be a reason somebody doesn't play soccer, so we have a number of resources to be able to help out with that. So, yeah, come talk to us for sure.
Is anybody else on your board? Anybody that helps you out with this?
So we've had a large board of help with Bay United and transitioning in. Some of that board will continue to be part of the Kings Hammer board, and really will be overseeing the scholarship piece with that. So, yeah, there's additional members of our community that are part of the board.
All right, Coach. Do you ever get a break? Do you ever get like a vacation time to go do something, or you just year-round?
I kind of have this week off, but I am looking after my 2-year-old grandbaby, so no break for me.
You already got grandbabies? Unbelievable.
Yes, sir. Next generation. She's coming through.
You're going to be a good player, right?
Oh, she's a beast already.
There you go. Ethan, you got, 3 boys?
3 boys.
Now, I kept looking at that soccer field, but they're not playing this time, right?
They played in the fall.
Yeah.
The oldest one did.
I do want to ask you before you get out of here, because I wanted her playing year-round. Every time. But I know they get burned out. And I got burned out playing football. My dad has to play football. Alabama, you play tackle football when you take the bottle out, give them a football, go hit, go run. But talk about that. Do they need to play? Do you ever see where they get burned out? Do they need to keep doing it year-round? Do you guys give them a break?
Yeah, there has to be a balance. I think with any sport you can get burned out. For us, obviously, we're offering all these summer things in between the seasons. We're spring and the fall as seasons go, and then they play high school and middle school. But for us, the little things we do over the summer are just enough to keep you on top of your game without really kind of wiping you out. But yeah, you got to have the balance for sure.
Do you see any? If you want to mention a name, you can or not. But do you all see some great talent coming up like we've had in the past that can play at the highest level, win national championships, win state championships?
Yeah, like I said, my young 08 girls just won a state championship just 3 weeks ago, and that's a big talent pool right there.
Yeah, no doubt. I appreciate everything you both do for the community. I've known her forever. Y'all do a great job. And tell Mike I love him, miss him, our famous commissioner, mayor. Hey, I think he's been there. Is he going to run for governor next?
I think he's going to leave that to Jimmy.
He's let Jimmy. Yeah, that's a good one to leave it to. I'll tell you that right now. Hey, thank you both for coming in. Appreciate it. Y'all can stay if you want to. If you don't, understand. But I got to take a break right now. Let's talk about some of our great people. Turf Pro. You want that yard to look like a turf, like fake grass? They can do it, man. Patrick does a great job. Turf Pro Pest Control. Give them a call. They'll be able to take care of you. They do a great job for us, no doubt about that. Michael's Insurance Solution. He'll be in here Thursday morning. If you're turning 65, and you're worried about, what do I do, Medicare, Medicaid, what do I do? Well, all you got to do is listen to Michael. The great thing about him, you call him, he comes to your house, no matter where you live. Does a great job. They also do individual, family, group, health insurance. He does it all. Michael's Insurance Solution, no doubt about it. Paparazzi Gourmet Deli. If you love pizza, only one place you're going to go. Where's that, Ethan?
Paparazzi.
You love it?
Love it.
I tell you what, the Paradise Cake, 3 restaurants in one. I know you don't eat desserts. I can tell you train. She's lifting weights in between shows now. But I'm telling you, man, they got 3 restaurants in one. The bakery's incredible. The deli's unbelievable. But the pizza is what it's known for. John does a great job. We'll be right back. You listen to ESPN in Northwest Florida.
Your attention, please. ESPN Northwest Florida reminds you it's the law. It's the law. When there's a double red flag, stay out of the water, stick your toes in the sand, grab a cold drink, and listen to live sports.
Swung on, miss, strike 3.
On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Double play!
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Tuesday. For this afternoon and evening, definite thunderstorms and sprinkles and a high of 79 with a gentle breeze out of the north-northeast at 10 miles per hour. Tonight, likely thunderstorms and light sprinkles with lows around 69. Tomorrow, a variety of moderate rain and some clouds and a temperature near 78. Moving into Thursday, about the same with a high of 81 and sunshine. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
The road is yours this summer in a new Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Stop by and check out the Bill Bird Kia SUV family that is built for all-in adventures and endless possibilities. Whether you're traveling on the highways or off-road, you'll do it with grace and grit. Now offering 3.25% APR up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2023 Kia Sorento. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort and safety and technology. Bill Bird Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us today Kia, 2435 East 15th Street, or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind that you can trust.
Offer from Kia Finance for the purchase of a new 2023 Kia Sorento with $22.22 per month per 1,000 finance at 48 months. Quantities limited. No down payment required. Cannot be combined with other finance offers. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 7/5/23.
Broadcasting live from the Redneck Riviera. It's the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Florida State, Florida State, Florida State. Woo! Are you going to the FSU-LSU game, Miss Davis?
Maybe. I mean,
you got to think about
hopefully,
that.
no. I would love to, but I have had tunnel vision lately with this
Soccer
transition and all that I don't think I've much thought beyond.
Did you go last year when they played New Orleans?
No.
Oh my God, it was great. I swear, it's like half of Bay County was there.
Oh, for sure.
We stayed at the Marriott. I think the team was there. I think the team stayed there, but I saw all those FSU people were there. We had a blast. I wore an Alabama shirt day of the game.
Of course you did.
And
because they're
people,
playing, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, LSU versus Florida State.
So
Bama's somewhere
right,
involved.
just being neutral, So the LSU people wanted to fight me. I'm not serious. I got attacked because it was crazy. But yeah, we had a blast. Do you remember Miss Magruder, Terry Magruder?
Absolutely. She coached my daughter for 3 years with cheer.
We sat by them.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember Thomas Ray?
Yeah, of course I remember Thomas. Yeah.
We were all right there sitting together having a great time. Anyway, all right, let me get back to the business here. FSU updates brought to you by Newbies. We're going to have a great time. Get out to Newbies. 3 great locations. Jim Bob, what do you got? What about FSU baseball? Can you believe how it kind of fell apart in 1 year? And everybody, do you miss him now? Everybody wanted him gone. I'm like, do you miss him now? But anyway,
Gotta give the coach more than 1 year, though.
I know, but they've won so many times.
I know. I mean, it was a rough year, but
the reason I'm asking, I know she's an FSU girl.
I thought you said you had a daughter or a son. It was Gators, and I thought you
I want to get into that too.
Yeah.
How'd that
happen? Well, he just kind of made his own path, and he loves it and is super happy. And
I thought you were a no.
Well, I am. Like both my degrees are from FSU, but he's a
Your
Gator
husband?
and he loves it.
FSU too, right?
Yeah.
See, this is one of those things where,
It's like Alabama,
so right
Auburn
now
thing, yeah.
she's paying for another sophomore to get through Florida State while her son has to make his own payments at Florida. Like that, her money goes to Florida State, but her son goes to Florida.
It was funny because my best friend is a Gator, and so she was the first one as soon as Zach said he was going to Florida. Here comes in the mail a Gator polo for him to wear. But no, he loves it, and we're lucky to have the great schools that we have in the state of Florida, and there's something for everybody, and he couldn't be happier there. So
what's he majoring in?
He is political science. He wants to go to law school.
Okay.
There you go. That shocks you, Coach John.
Yeah. All right, Jim Bob, what do you got for us down there?
Since you guys mentioned baseball, we'll talk about baseball very quickly. They finished 23-31. They had a couple wins at the end there, kind of softened the blow a little bit. They did beat Wake Forest, who at the time was #1 in the country in baseball, so that was a big win for them. But it's been a long dry spell for them not being in the playoffs, of any kind. I mean, they didn't even make the ACC playoff. It's like, wow, how the mighty have fallen.
I wonder when the last time that's happened.
I didn't look it up, but it's got to be a long time.
Yeah, because Daddy was the winningest coach in history of college baseball.
They did it every year.
Yeah, Junior did it. I thought he did a pretty good job. I did.
So, you can't just go too crazy after one season. If it continues, we'll see. But we talk about with football all the time, excuse me, you have the transfer portal. Things can change really quick.
Yeah.
So I'm anticipating them doing really well next year. I'm not really worried about it. It's just kind of, I think, caught everybody by surprise how they struggled this year. Now, the softball, on the other hand, is 53-9. They're hosting a super regional in Tallahassee. They're probably one of the favorites to get to the College World Series. I just want to go over the 8. I don't know if you guys did this yesterday, but here's the 8 regions, super regions, and who's still in it. You got one in Norman, Oklahoma, with Oklahoma and Clemson. In Salt Lake City, you have Utah versus San Diego State. Tallahassee, you got Florida versus Georgia. That was kind of a surprise to me. In Knoxville, you got Tennessee and Texas. Tuscaloosa, how'd they get one? Alabama and Northwestern.
Roll Tide, baby.
In Stillwater, you got Oklahoma State versus Oregon. Seattle, you have Washington versus Louisiana. In Durham, you have Duke versus Stanford. So if you're a softball fan, the team that's missing there is UCLA. They got
that surprised me.
That really surprised me, because they were one of the favorites every year. You know, them, Oklahoma, Florida State are always like top three teams or so. So I think Florida State's going to have a good shot at it. They played really good competition all year. They shouldn't be awed at all. They played very well at home. I think they're going to do very well. And then the College World Series, if they do make it, the 8 winners will go to Oklahoma City on June 1st through the 8th and 9th. And we'll double elimination for the College World Series for softball. So in the next 2 weeks or so, we'll know who the champs are.
Yeah, it made the path easier for everybody with UCLA. You have one big game and or a bad series, you're gone, and they're out of it. Oklahoma, I think, still the favorite.
Yeah, I've seen Oklahoma on TV a couple times, and they're like from another zone. I mean, they're so competitive. They play so hard. They play so smart. They don't ever seem to make mistakes. They really got it rolling. That's why they only lost one time. You know. So.
Now, Tennessee is playing Texas, correct?
Yes.
I watched. I think that's going to be a good game.
Yeah, Texas.
I watched them.
Is good.
Yeah, Texas is really good. They
beat us. So.
Yeah, well, Carl, what do you think about A&M, Texas A&M, and Jimbo Fisher? When is it time to win? He complained and cried about he didn't have the facilities to win a national championship at FSU. Mm-hmm. After he won one, he kept on wanting more facilities, and he goes to A&M. You got everything anybody could ever want. I mean, they've got more money, more facilities. I mean, look, they got good-looking, intelligent people like Ethan Boyd. They've got it all up there. But he still hadn't won any. What, Ethan? I mean, I'm not being ugly, but I am. What do you think, man? I mean, when are y'all going to do anything big besides beat Alabama one time?
And that's all we need. That holds over for the next 15 years. I mean, you kidding me? Right. Yeah, like once a decade, just beat Alabama, we're fine. Like, we'll hang our hat on that and just keep
$95 million to beat Bama.
Yeah,
dang.
What's the price for beating him?
But seriously, I mean, I know a lot of people didn't like him when he left and everything like that. A lot of people were over it. Not really. But what do you think about him? Do you think he would have done better, had a better record right now? He's actually worse than Kevin was when Kevin was the head coach here, correct?
Yes. I mean, he's got a worse record than Kevin Sutton.
Yeah. What do you think about his job at A&M?
I don't think about Jimbo Fisher very much. We were glad to see him go. So I know our buddy J.D. Wood from the sports complex would disagree with me. The first manager there is a big A&M fan, but no, if you're saying that you're not having success based on facilities alone, then it says maybe there's something lacking in your coaching. So
yeah, he's got the facilities now, right? My question to you: when are y'all going to make him man up? When is he going to have to do something? I mean, when are y'all going to hold him?
We beat Bama 3 years ago. Doesn't that count as something?
No, really though. I had a guy that's been doing college football for years. I mean, he got into business in '83, and everybody knows he's been on national TV and all this stuff. And his big take on his show, he said, "Hey, the big take this year is I predict by Game 4, the OC, what's his name? Bobby will be gone, and it will be Jimbo's last year at Texas A&M. So he knows the people at A&M.
Yeah,
big wheels at A&M. This guy's connected. You're connected. Are you hearing the same thing? If he has a bad year?
Yeah, I mean, if he has a bad year, he's gone. I don't know about the Bobby thing. I don't know.
Because by week 4,
his call. You're right.
Schedule.
He'll play Auburn and Miami.
So you're saying Miami's nothing? I mean, Auburn and Miami are nothing.
What I'm saying is I don't know if they will let him fire. I mean, he's going to want to fire Bobby if he starts showing the South, but I don't know if they're going to let him fire Bobby. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I think they would rather just get rid of him at the end of the year and keep Bobby on staff versus letting Jimbo fire Bobby and then firing Jimbo. You know what I mean? That's going to be the question.
Worst case, it'd be 2-2 after 4 games.
Yeah.
Unless the offense just looks absolutely.
That seems.
Maybe him and Jimbo get into it. I mean, I can see that happening now.
A sideline obviously episode will cause a lot of drama, but 2-2 I think is a little premature, in my opinion. But I don't know.
We shall see. Jim Bob, you got anything else on FSU?
No, that's pretty much it. And then of course everybody's excited about the LSU and Florida State, like we already talked about. That's going to be a big one.
Carl, I do want to ask you this. Would you rather see a game like this, even though this game could keep FSU out of the national championship? Let's just say they lose by a point to LSU. They beat them by a point last year. Let's say they lose to LSU by 1 point. They go to Clemson and beat Clemson. No, let's take it back. Let's say they lose to Clemson in a close game. But they beat Clemson again for the ACC championship.
Okay.
And they don't get in the national championship. And LSU's undefeated, and they play for the national championship. But with those 2 losses, they don't let them play. Alabama lost 2 games on the last play of 2 games. Last play. And they didn't get in.
Crying,
and they didn't
He's
get in.
still crying about this.
They did not get in.
I figured that the question actually had something to do with Alabama. It just was, camouflage as an FSU question.
Yes, but it can happen to you guys.
FSU Jets finest.
Of course it can. I mean, anything can happen in college football, and that's what makes it interesting.
But would you be disappointed?
Of course I would be disappointed, but, I think there's some value in an interesting schedule throughout the season rather than, you don't want to just set up your schedule for an easy pathway to success. You want to be challenged and you want to have good games along the way. And if you're not up for the challenge for every single Saturday, then, you're not up to be a national champion.
We got about 2 minutes, but I do want to ask you this real quick. If you had your organization, okay, and you're going against X organization over here, you're making $35 million less than them. Do you not want to get out of this league and get into their league? I mean, how can you compete? How can you compete? And that's what's going on at FSU in the ACC and Clemson.
Yep.
That's exactly what's going on now. SEC, they got to recruit against Georgia, Alabama, Auburn, Florida, and those teams right here close by. And the AD is saying, we can't do this. We can't survive making $35 million less than our competition. And Florida just opened a brand new $100 million standalone football facility. That's what Jimbo was crying about. We're not doing the things that we need to do at FSU. So I understand where he's coming from, and I would love for FSU to be in the SEC. And could you imagine season tickets where you go to Tallahassee? Let's just say, just for argument's sake, there's 5 games, home games right now in the SEC. You got Texas coming in. You got Alabama coming in. You got Georgia coming in. LSU. Would you not be excited about going to Tallahassee every weekend? You would have to add on to the stadium.
No, for sure. And to your point earlier when you were asking about, my son being at Florida, that's something that he said is like, every game is a big game. Every single one. It's not like you're playing some, not as well-known programs. So
right. All right, I hate we got to run out of time here. We get back, we got Alabama 8:15. If you're an Auburn Tiger, you want to listen to Andy Burcham. Now I hope we've got Andy today. I know he's in Hoover getting ready for the game tonight, Auburn versus Missouri. So that's what we got lined up right now. Right now, let's talk about some of our great people. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Carl, I know you love Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Jason Kovaleski does an incredible job. Now they got one on 23rd Street. Where at? Coronado Shopping Center, right beside Granny Cranchell. I can't mention that. I got to change him. Charge him for money. But you just did. I know, but I can go charge him for money now. But Jason does an incredible job. You can try it before you buy it. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Dr. Ward, talking about Florida. Dr. Ward, a graduate from Florida, does an incredible job. There's offices throughout Northwest Florida. Tomorrow morning, he is up also going to Hoover. We're going to meet up there. Hopefully watch the Alabama and Florida game together. Your boy's not going up to any of that, is he?
No.
Yeah. Anybody that's going from Bay County?
Not that I know of. Yeah. I don't know.
Okay. You should have said yeah.
This is for baseball, not soccer.
Baseball.
Baseball.
This is baseball. Yeah. All right, we'll be right back. You listen to ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida has the real local fishing report. Hi, this is Tim from Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle. Join me every Friday at 4:20 during the Afternoon Underdogs. It's accurate, detailed content from local anglers, plus fishing updates on Saturday and Sunday morning right when you hit the water. Advice and stories from local anglers. Tune into the Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle Fishing Report, exclusively on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Tuesday. For this afternoon and evening, definite thunderstorms and sprinkles and a high of 79 with a gentle breeze out of the north-northeast at 10 miles per hour. Tonight, likely thunderstorms and light sprinkles with lows around 69. Tomorrow, a variety of moderate rain and some clouds and a temperature near 78. Moving into Thursday, about the same with a high of 81 and sunshine. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
The new Smokin' Triple Stack at Firehouse Subs is stacked high with honey ham, smoked turkey, and slow-smoked beef brisket. To top it off, a portion of every purchase helps provide life-saving equipment to first responders. The Smokin' Triple Stack Sub. Get it for a limited time, only at Firehouse Subs. Participating U.S. locations. Firehouse of America, LLC, and Firehouse Subs suppliers together will donate 0.09% of purchases in 2023 at Firehouse Subs locations to the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation for the purchase of life-saving equipment with a minimum donation of $1 million.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WTOT, W271DM Mariana, WVLQ Port St. John.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Game days are always better at Dave & Buster's. That's because more TV inches, more food and drinks, more space, and more fun make the game we all know and love more special. Nothing beats seeing your favorite team take the field on the two 12-foot big screens or 26 75-inch TVs. Throw in the arcade experience and you've got a winning atmosphere that no other sports bar can deliver. Follow the fun at Dave & Buster's Panama City Beach on Facebook and Instagram. Eat, drink, play, and watch sports at Dave & Buster's.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local from the J. Michaels studio.
Boss, I got good news and bad news. Whoa, what's the bad news? Your hat's on fire.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Roll Tide. Whoa. Alabama updates brought by Stevenson Air Conditioning. The Ethan is the only thing you can buy that will actually, over a period of time, pay it back because you save so much money in your power bill. They do an incredible job. Stevenson Air Conditioning, number one. They never lose games by busted coverage against Tennessee or not covering the guy down the goal line, a two-point play versus LSU. Stevenson Air Conditioning always winning the ball games. They're number one, always will be, as long as Jason's down there running it. Local company, taking care of local people in Northwest Florida. Stevenson Air Conditioning is number one. Alabama update. Kevin Steele, they interviewed him and want to know why Bama? Why would you come back? Jim Bob, you were up there 2007. We went there. He was the first guy to greet us. We knew him when he was at FSU. Wonderful man. I can't believe he's still coaching, but he's in great shape. I think Kevin's, 65, 66? He's about
He may be even older than that. I think he's in his 60s.
Yeah, maybe a little bit later than that, but a great guy. Players respond to him. Players love him. They play hard for the guy. But let's give a little thing. They asked him, said, why Alabama? He was his first stop at Nick Saban was 2007 as defensive coordinator. He stayed there until 2009 when he went to Clemson. After being at Clemson, and I believe Jabbo fired him at Clemson, he goes back to Alabama in 2014 as a linebacker coach. He asked him, well, what draws you back to the Crimson Tide? And he talked about his Nick Saban, the plan, the process, the way he executes his process. Just nobody's done it better than Nick Saban. I think you're making a lot of money, you know the system, and you know they're going to win.
Right. By the way, he's 65.
65, okay.
Just had his birthday in March.
Yeah. And they know each other, too. That's a big part of it. Nick likes people that he didn't have to teach things to, that knows the system. You look at it, he's brought back Jeremy Pruitt before. He's brought back Kevin. He's brought back several coaches in the past, even since he's been at Alabama, that know what he's doing, and he didn't have to waste time with it. And he knows how those guys that worked with him before, they know what is expected of them, and knows what it takes to keep him happy. And that's a lot of it, too. And, again, you're going to win a lot of football games.
True.
So would you have left Miami defensive coordinator job where you were terrible to go coach for Nick Saban, making almost $2 million a year.
Of course.
Yeah. So anyway, they interviewed him about that. He said all the right things. But I tell you this, he does a great job with those young kids. I've already read some articles about practice during spring football. A lot of different players saying, man, he's bringing back the Bama defense. So I don't know if they weren't really cutting down Pete Golding, but they just like him. I mean, they learn from him. It seems like easier. They play harder for him. They're aggressive. They're talking about how they're hitting right now. So everything you hear is really good, what they're saying. So we'll see how it plays out. Did y'all replace your defense coordinator this past year?
No, Durkin's still there.
He is still there?
Yeah, but he was new last year. Remember, okay. Mike Elko went to Duke.
That's right. So I'm sorry.
Durkin was first year last year. This is second year.
Durkin.
Yep.
Kevin Steele, now, I don't know if you realize this, he's also worked, I know you know he worked at Auburn. He was a defense coordinator at Auburn. He also worked at Tennessee, and he also worked at LSU.
Where was he a head coach at?
Baylor.
That's right.
Baylor. What was his record?
Not very good.
No.
Baylor wasn't that good back then either.
That was during the kind of the struggle years when the basketball team had the shooting.
That was before Robert Griffin, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That was they were bad back in the day.
I cannot really explain. I think he is a wonderful man and a really good football coach. So I'm glad to have him. I'm glad he's at Alabama. And I do think the defense is going to look better. I do.
Well, I think sometimes just little changes, obviously it's still Nick Saban's system, but I think just a different voice being taught to the players. Yeah. Sometimes that just matters, right? It's coming. He might be saying the exact same thing as Pete Golding was, but he's using a different terminology, or just saying in a different phrase.
Yeah.
And just sometimes with people, it's, hey, it's a different voice, it's a new sound, it clicks better or this and that. So change is sometimes not that bad.
Yeah, when I was up there before and watched Kirby coach, they responded to Kirby. They loved him. That same thing with Kev. And I will say this, Jeremy Pruitt, them kids responded to Jeremy Pruitt. He did a good job at Florida State's defense coordinator, did an excellent job at Alabama. Just certain people have those personalities that can get kids to play at a different level. Right. And I think he has that. Pete Golding did a good job. We can't say he did a bad job. I thought it was the offense last year more than the defense. And Jim, we said it all the time. It's Nick's system.
Yep.
He believes that man coverage. They believe in that.
100%. If you think that anybody else had any input in there, you don't understand how it works.
Yeah.
That was Nick Saban all the way, 100%.
Now, Golding's last year at Bama, he gave up 18 points a game. That's guys, this time and day, that's really good, to be honest. That's really good. They gave up 311 yards total offense a game. This modern offense, that's really good. Nothing wrong with it all. But getting back to Kevin, we'll know all we need to know September 9th when Texas rolls up in there. I think game day is going to be there. It's going to be an ESPN primetime game. How's the defense going to look against that quarterback, those receivers, that young offensive line he had last year? I'm worried about this football game, but we'll know all we need to know about Kevin Steele's defense when they line up against Texas. Speaking of Texas Longhorns, Stark, they interviewed him. This is going into his third year at Texas, okay? 2022, they were 8-5. They lost to Bama at home at 11 o'clock kickoff, 20-19. He says they were interviewing him. He said, we're focused on the Big 12. No SEC question. Didn't want any questions. He goes, and again, they later on asked him another. He said, I'm not talking about SEC football. Again, our goal this year at Texas is to focus on winning the Big 12. That's our goal. We got a pretty good roster. It gives us a chance to be pretty good. It gives us a chance to compete at a high level. And he told the guy, look, we'll deal with the SEC when it's time to deal with the SEC. Texas had a good off-season program. The kids did a great job.